All right, what's up, good people? It's your boys, the Beards of War, and we're back again. Got myself, Thick Nick Fury. You got FBR for President, Fat Broken Rambo, Light It Up, Scorched Earth, and behind the scenes, hey, hey, Captain Jack. Today, we're taking you back to the 80s, baby. Taking you back to where it gets done, and all you need to be a bad guy is a badass mustache. All right, so boom, here we go. We got Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got Radon Chong, who's a little hottie back in her heyday. You got the, beautiful Alyssa Milano. Got Bill Duke. You got Vernon Wells. We all know
Vernon
Vernon Wells.
Wells.
Bennett, and I would be remiss not to mention the incomparable Bill Paxton. Yep, he has a small role.
That's
in this.
right.
He
the
has
cameo.
a small role in this. The
He's
dude
like the
is there.
Coast
He's
Guard
in
radar
there.
tech.
Yeah,
That's
NSF
right.
officer. Yep. All right, man. So, but before we get into it, man, FBR, what you got for us for a recommendation, bro?
Yeah, man. So we got a new trailer came out this week, but before we talk about that, quick shout out. We lost an absolute legend in Hollywood today. Mr. Gene Hackman passed away. He's known for as a two-time Academy Award winner, Poseidon Adventure. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank here. French Connection, the Conversation,
Mississippi
countless
Burning.
Mississippi
Yeah,
Burning,
countless,
Unforgiven. Just
countless.
a phenomenal,
Everything.
phenomenal actor. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, but shout out, he was a United States Marine. So hoorah, Semper Fi.
Yes,
And
sir.
so you'll be missed, Gene. And we got all your movies to keep your memory alive, brother. So hope you're in a better place. All
Absolutely.
right. So now to some other to some good news. Working Man. So Jason Statham and David Ayer have kind of joined forces again. The rumor is they're working on Beekeeper 2 right now. So the trailer's playing. It's a red band trailer, so you get to see some of the splash and violence. It looks like a Jason Statham movie. So basically, he plays a construction worker in this one, and he develops a friendship with the owners, and the owner's kid. Kid gets kidnapped. Holy shit, Jason Statham's got a particular set of skills and just commences to fucking people up again, man. I'm not looking for Academy Award winning material when I see Jason Statham. I'm just looking for him to do his fighting, and
Right.
I'm excited, man. Captain America 4 was a fair letdown, so I'll take this little hidden gem that's coming out at the end of March, March 28th, actually to be specific. So I'm gonna give it a
We
shot.
need it. We need it, man. Is the hat becoming a thing? Is that like becoming a trademark for Jason? Like the bald head was sexy, bro.
Yeah,
Stay with it, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with the baldies, man. We got to put a hat on the guy. Why? We know he's bald. We're cool with it. We understand, Jason. It's cool, bro.
that's his signature, man. He's got a hat on. It's about to go down. He's about to rub some people up.
Yeah,
Right? You
That
can't
ball cap comes
knock
out.
my
He's got a
hat
ball
off. I
cap.
dare you.
He's got a hard hat. He's
I
like
dare you.
caps. No cap.
Looking forward to it, man. I mean, Jason Statham doesn't miss as far as I'm concerned with a lot of his action movies. And like you said, it's Jason Statham, right? So,
right.
we got the cars, we got the fights, we got the machine gun fights. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be, if nothing else, action packed, right? And that's what we want, and that's what
Exactly.
we're expecting. We don't
Yeah.
want no, Academy Award winning monologues or anything like that. We're cool. We're good with that. Just give us some action, and we'll be there for it.
Yeah, I did actually even take him as
Yeah.
a comedian too, because if you haven't seen Spy with Melissa McCarthy and him, oh my God,
Right.
dude, that guy steals the movie. Every scene he's in is just
Just by
amazing.
being him, being the straight
Yeah.
guy, it's just hilarious. Yep, absolutely. That was a good movie.
Yeah, sometimes a man has to go to water. Does he realize that he's on a lake?
Oh,
Yeah, so hey man, let's kick it off. Let's talk some Commando.
yes, yes, man. Look, man, this is one of those movies, man. This is an Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, a staple for action films in the 80s. And like you said, man, just give me an island of bad guys to shoot up with, this guy's probably making minimum wage. I don't know what they're getting paid over there. But, hey, you got my daughter, you got to die. Everybody's got to die. I'm not asking any questions, not getting into it. I mean, you've got the kidnapping of the daughter. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger carrying trees through the forest. It just goes on and on, man. You got those great close up scenes. The guy puts an arsenal together and like a flotation device. Like it wasn't even like a boat. It was like just a freaking rubber ducky, right? And he's out there in the middle of the water with all this ammo and all this like a missile launcher and everything, and was able to switch out while he's like killing all these enemies. But let's start at the beginning, man.
All
Start
right.
at the beginning. It starts like a 1980s sitcom.
Right. So, it sure does, man. It was almost like My Two Dads or some shit like that, Silver Spoons. It's definitely got that horrible 80s music and Schwarzenegger doing Schwarzenegger shit, man, showing off the big guns, chopping down a tree, carrying it back to the house for, I don't know, probably making a toothpick out of it, knowing that guy. But yeah, man, so he plays John Matrix, a former like special forces type that's probably been in some cool guy units doing his thing, rocking all around the world. He's got his team, and in the beginning of the movie, it starts out and his team members are starting to get assassinated. We haven't figured it out. You got the guy, garbage crew that smokes one guy coming out for the paper, dropping off his cans. The other guy gets ran over. Like the most dedicated car salesman I've ever seen steps in front of a moving car.
Right.
So yeah, so the colonel comes in and tries to give John a warning. The guys are coming. They're wiping out his team. They need him to come back in from the cold and kind of do his thing again. And you know, it was a General Kirby flies away in his commercial aircraft and leaves him with two SF guys. And you know,
Get
they're
smoked
coming.
like immediately.
I smelled them coming. Gotta love it, man. So the two
Uh,
uniforms don't last long. Alyssa Milano gets got, and they leave the one guy behind. I don't know why they thought this was gonna be a good idea. The dude's staring down at a G3, man, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, man, you're gonna cooperate? We're gonna kill your daughter." He's like, "Deal." He's like, "No deal," and just fucking smokes him right there on the spot. And then,
yeah, right. You think, oh, okay, he's gonna be one of the main villains. Nope, not at all.
not one bit.
Not at all. Yeah.
But yeah, man, and it just kind of goes on a road trip from there. Like he starts. No, I apologize. The Bronco incident, right? So he's got
Oh yeah, dude.
the Chevy Blazer. They disabled it. He pushes it over the hilltop and then rides it down with no power and
Or no brakes,
collides with
apparently.
yeah, no shit, right? Don't worry, he fixed that problem too. Collides with the bad guys and the bad guys get him. And basically, we get brought into the exposition portion where the bad guys make themselves known to him, like one of his former teammates, Bennett, played by Vernon Wells. And he's working for kind of like I think the last time we reviewed this because we had a technical issue, we couldn't release it. What is it? Dan Hedaya plays like a Noriega from like
Noriega type, right?
yeah, from
Yeah.
like the panel invasion
Unnamed,
87
yeah, unnamed South
or
American country.
right Valverde or some shit like that. Yeah, so he's basically being kidnapped to assassinate a former government official of that country so he can kind of overthrow, classic coup kind of thing, South America style. So yeah, what do you got, Scorch? You got something?
Yeah, dude, like a great movie, man. This was Arnold in his prime. The great movies he was making back then in the
Oh
80s
yeah.
were just fantastic. Yeah, I love this movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. Tons of cheesy action. But this is the kind of stuff I'll suspend reality for. And maybe that's just the nostalgia in me. But man, dude, from killing the guy on the plane, he's like, yeah, don't wake up my friend. He's dead tired.
Tired.
Put the hat on. He goes out the landing gear and lands in like, I don't know, a
A
swamp with
swamp, right?
reeds and
Yeah,
nobody sees him until like the mall. And then he's
right.
got to
This is
fight all these
pre-TSA
mall
though. I'm
cops.
just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
Homeland
it was
Security shut all that shit down. Like you are
Yeah,
not getting tied any landing gear of any planes now, so don't try it.
not
But
one
the
bit.
fact that he literally just landed in
dude.
Trump, just walked off. Oh, let me get to my watch. Dude, you just jumped
He's like,
off a
I got this
plane
much
without a
time.
chute. Like planes do get up a pretty good rate of speed before they take off. He just jumps out of the plane like no problem, right? And usually the stewardesses, I'm sorry, the flight attendants, sorry,
No, it
flight
was
attendants
serious.
are a
It was
lot more
stewardess.
aggressive now. Like they're not just going to take you. I feel sick, but no, you need to sit down, put the seatbelt on. Like they don't play games now. Like this one, she was like, "Oh, okay, you gotta go to the bathroom, sure, no problem." And then he finds his way down into the landing gear. The plane gets off. Like, all right, cool. They find the dead guy on the plane. I don't know after it lands.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're
Yeah,
like, this guy
it's
hasn't
while I was in
moved
the
in a while.
yeah, it's actually just before
Yeah, just
the
before.
climax
Yeah.
of the film. Yeah, so when he gets off the plane, he goes after the guy who was escorting him to the airport. He killed
Sully.
yeah, Sully, man. He's such a sleazebag too. He
God,
makes
dude.
he does like this really creepy like sexual assaulter vibe against
Yeah, a
Radon
little.
Chong. And then Schwarzenegger picks her up and basically he's like he kidnaps her, rips the fucking chair out of her car and so he can sit
Right.
down low.
Dude.
And they follow him and they get him to they end up at a mall and they're observing and obviously Matrix is having his identity kind of compromised by the local security. These mall cops are just like the baddest motherfuckers ever. Be like, he's like, you want to see me kick some ass as he's talking to like these younger women and shit like that. It's just complete like, dude, you're about to get wrecked, man. You have no idea what's coming for
Oh,
you. And then
You
you're a
remember?
big motherfucker.
yeah, The over pronunciation, man, was just hilarious.
Oh my god! You
That
remember
guy,
the
he loved it. That guy's been like, he was probably a star for a good 2 weeks after
Oh,
that came out.
absolutely,
'Cause
that
he
was
man.
his
killed that
15
line. He
seconds.
killed it. He's like, yo, man,
Yeah,
I got one shot at this.
Do you
yeah.
That was
remember
it.
the video game? What is it? Kung Fu? That little where your character's just kind of standing there and you turn different directions and people keep coming at you and you're
Oh
kicking them.
yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's exactly what that scene was because all the it what mall have you been in where they have, I don't know, a platoon of dudes? They just kept
Security.
coming.
Compton.
Security.
They must have been in
Yeah,
Compton somewhere.
bro, they
I
just
don't know
kept
any
coming,
malls that had that kind of security.
kept coming, and he's basically doing like the video game Kung Fu. He turns, hits a dude, turns the other direction, hits another one, another one, and then he jumps on top of the elevator. Old boy's going down. Insane. It was about to do that Jackie Chan where you swing on grab the balloons that were hanging up there.
Right. That could
Yeah,
support his weight, which, that's
yeah,
nice.
that was
The
not
fact
gonna
that you
work.
could rip it so easily, but yet your 200 plus pound frame doesn't rip it from the ceiling. But okay,
Oh yeah.
hey, like again, suspend reality, right? And then this is where, like Ray Don Chong, is kind of more involved because now he's like, now she's got to get involved, right? And this is
She
leads
saves
to
him.
the infamous rejuvenation of the yellow Porsche. Right?
Oh
So
Oh yeah, man.
he takes
It's
him
man.
down, runs the Porsche off the road. Porsche is clearly damaged, like on the side. He gets Sully, and he's like, "Hey, remember when I told you I'd kill you last?" He was like, "I lied," and he just dropped the dude off the cliff. That yell still resonates in my
oh
mind.
man, yeah.
That
Yeah.
scream when he fell off that cliff was just hilarious,
Yeah,
right? And then he
It
pushes the
was
car back
insane.
over, and as they drive away, it's completely
just fine,
restored.
just
Yeah,
fine.
Just find out a
yeah,
scratch
right on,
on it.
John. She was like, "We don't have a car." He's like, "Yeah, we do." He goes over, flips that thing over. I'm like, and she goes, What'd you do with Sully?" He's like, "I
I
dropped
let
him
him go.
off." Yeah, or
He
let
said,
him
"I
go.
let him
Yeah.
I let
go."
him
Remember
go.
when he went to
Yeah,
the cliff? He's like, "Hey, Sully, your
This
biggest
is my
problem
week
right now
on.
is gravity. You got to remember, this is my weak arm." It's-
Right?
He's holding him by his ankle. Like Arnold is strong. He ain't that strong. I think you even see the line.
Oh, you do. You see the line in it, But again, we can let
they're
that go,
not
right?
gonna they're
Yeah,
not gonna risk the actor's life for that scene, bro. Of course,
there
there's a
was
line.
Come on,
probably
man. You can do it. You work out, right, Arnold?
yeah, there
Yeah,
was
no,
green
I'm not
screen
doing
and
it.
like a mattress underneath him.
Right. And that's
But
the beauty of those movies, man, because there was no green screen. Those were real like
yeah,
props and real stuntmen. And shout out to those stuntmen, man. They really did,
drop a
put
dude
their
off a
lives at
cliff.
risk, man, and just to make it look real, right? And of course, we get on to the, he's moving on, trying to figure out what happens next. And I think that's where he goes to the motel,
Yeah,
right?
and he
That's where they have to
confronts
Yeah,
find
because
out
he
it's real
got the
dude.
key out of his
Yeah.
pocket and he was like, "Oh, you need me
I
to
already
show you
know.
where she at." He's like, "Yeah, I already know." It's like, "Oh, dang."
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure.
Billy, he had another car. This wasn't even the car he stole out of the dealership. This was like another car that dude got his hands
yeah,
on
he had like
somehow,
that
right?
badass like convertible Cadillac from like I think it's the
Oh yeah, the big
72,
bodies,
the
bro. That thing
Eldorado.
was
Yeah,
smooth.
Thing was
Yeah.
fucking awesome, man.
Oh man, and that whole fight in the hotel room, man,
that was awesome.
just classic. Them going at it with each other,
Yeah, you even get
and
your gratuitous nudity scene in that part too from the
right?
80s.
Oh
And then
yeah,
Or they break through the
one,
wall.
yeah, and then he had one of like the best lines in the movie, man. He's like, "I eat green berets for breakfast." I can't even say it with a Schwarzenegger accent, man. This shit was absolutely hilarious.
right? Yeah, he's got to eat too much
That was
red
awesome.
meat. Yeah, it was like, and Ray Dawn Shaw, man, love her to death, man. She was one of those '80s hotties, man. She added that comic relief to it, and kind of haplessly being drug along this thing. But then she does become a productive like asset, right? Like she knows how to
Yeah.
fly a plane, which is wow. Great pick, dude. You picked a girl in Compton, LA or something, wherever you were, that is able to fly a plane. Like that is rare. And
Well, I
looks
mean,
like
she
that.
was working with the airline, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe
I know.
maybe she was
Maybe
taking lessons,
she actually
small.
alludes to it
on a
because
lot
she
on the
was
side.
she tells him, I think it's right after the hotel scene, that she's been testing to be a pilot. So she's
Right,
got
right.
hours flying.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
yeah,
but it
just
wasn't like he vetted her.
no,
She
no.
wasn't being
Just
scoped. Like
random.
Yeah.
complete luck of the draw.
Well,
And
he grabbed her because Sully showed an interest and he figured he could use that against
Yep.
him. And,
right,
and
right. And it
rightfully
just
so
Yeah,
he
at the
did.
worked out
airport.
in his
Yeah.
favor. Yeah, yeah.
But then,
But Radon Shaw, gorgeous, man. Oh,
then we get the
she was such
shopping
a
spree
hottie back
scene
then.
too, which is phenomenal because it's probably the
Bro.
most heavily armored fucking civilian gun shop I've ever seen in my life.
Dude,
They
Uh,
must have had shot
Bass
shows
Pro
like
Shop
that
is
that
more
week.
guarded than that place was. Like he literally just broke in. It is shopping like it's
yeah,
nobody, like nothing's going on, man.
dude's
I'm
got
like,
a quad
what?
rocket launcher in there, man. And it's like, it's not a thing. And Yeah, and that's what I was trying to figure out. What are they? They're in California in this film, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, right?
Yep.
It might have been
Yep.
Compton.
I think it was LA.
Yeah, because he flies. I think the island country is supposed to be like slightly southwest off the coast of like Mexico or something like that, or
Hmm.
some shit like that. It's a fake country, so I mean it can be anywhere. But yeah, man. And the response is like nothing. It's like a couple of cops show up and be like, dude, if you knew what was in that fucking gun shop, you'd pull out SWAT, dude. At least National Guard kind of shit.
Right. Like we need more guys down here because something's very wrong, right?
And what kills me is he comes back for a second cart, and like there's part of me where I was like, man, I want to see the director's cut where he actually gets the second cart out just to see what else he can do with that shit.
Right.
And yeah, so he gets slammed on the second cart, and Radon Chung does her thing, and she pulls out the quad missile or rocket launcher, and
Right.
she shoots it backwards. And she's got the great line because she course corrects and fucking takes out the axle of anything on the car on the transport vehicle.
Right.
And and Matrix is like, "Where'd you learn to do that?" And she's like, "I read the instruction guide."
Right.
Absolutely
Basically.
hilarious, man.
But now here's another thing, and this is where again you suspend reality.
Yeah.
Now, granted, she didn't kill the police, in the truck, right? But
Yeah.
you still fired a missile at the cops. Not only that, but the property damage you did with the first shot, where you just blew up some kind of storefronts in the back. Like,
Right.
we need to address this somewhere. Like, okay, like insurance take care of this. Like, what happens? There's got to be some kind of repercussions to this because she just blew up two on an empty street in L.A. somehow.
Well,
That
it's South Central.
doesn't
They're
happen.
probably used to it. That place is probably
Right.
restocking and getting robbed every day.
The store owner's probably happy. Like, cool, I finally get to put this on my insurance claim. Yes,
Yeah, exactly, right?
And move.
Thank you.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Jesus. I agree. This is definitely one of the best dad movies out there. And thanks for the update on the info for the writing, the Teen Wolf, and all that great stuff. Didn't know that. That's awesome. So
Yeah, man.
appreciate it.
What you want to do for your daughter, right? I mean, hey, Arnold is that girl dad. Okay. I will literally come for you. This is like taking level 6, like, okay, Liam, you got it, but nah, bro, you ain't missile launcher type dude. Like, you ain't that kind of dude.
Yeah.
Arnold is that dude.
You have a particular set of skills. Arnold's got them all.
Right. And he still got the weapons, right? So
Yeah,
now
man.
they still got the weapons. All right. So now we fast forward to what actually they get to the island.
Yeah,
We
because they take the seaplane.
Right, right. The seaplane,
Yeah.
she knows how to fly, which is great.
Now, was
And
that a
then
Z-Bird or like an IBS that he had? I know it was a small rubber raft. I can't remember if it
I
was.
just
I
think it's
think it
a
was like
Zodiac.
a Z. Yeah, it was a Z-Bird. All right,
yeah, but I mean, he got a lot of ammo in that thing, man. I mean,
bro.
it gets it to shore and I mean, he gets how all he's got on is what, like a pair of Speedos, because
Yep.
you gotta give us that visual, right? Okay, we get it, dude. You work out. Okay, got it. So now he puts on all this gear on the beach, he put makeup on, and he's just starting to
Makeup.
put all his
Makeup.
ammo on, grenades. like, come
Cam-
on, man.
Camouflage paint,
makeup.
bro.
Yeah, there's like the old sticks. It's got like one color on one end, one on
And
the
that
other.
shit I'm calling bullshit on that, dude. I used to have to like take a lighter to my camo sticks and actually light them up
Right,
to
to
actually
get him that
to get it work.
liquid,
You try
yeah.
putting that shit on in like 30-degree cold
It's
after
like
you shave it
chalk.
in fucking ice water, man. That shit's miserable.
Like
Jesus
making
knows
up
what
a
I'm
super
talking
glue.
about.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But the funny part is, all right, why are you getting camoed up, bro? You are not hiding anything. Like you came in guns blazing. You weren't hiding. He was hiding behind ceramic statue, basically. Like he wasn't hiding in the woods,
Bro,
and he just goes ape shit.
the dude's the size of a bus, man. Like
Right?
he ain't hiding shit with that camo pattern.
And that's
Yeah,
what
and
I'm
all
saying.
the
These
equipment on them.
Yeah.
poor
What does that
soldiers.
really?
I'm
There's
like,
no
what the hell
noise
happened?
discipline. He's dangling all kinds of shit off of him.
Metal
No fucking
everywhere.
canteens. Hasn't done a single tie down.
Right,
Got like
right,
thermonuclear claymores. And I absolutely love it, man. I love every
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
second of this movie.
absolutely, absolutely, man. These guys, these poor soldiers don't know what's going on, man. Wait, I've never even trained on this weapon, and somebody's shooting at me, right? Like they get no training. We know this, and now these guys are getting blown up. You
Oh
see all
yeah.
them flipping the little boards they have that springs the actor into the air. Like you get to see all that, but who cares, right? It's just glorious violence. He's killing everybody. They shoot at him. He's hiding behind literally a ceramic statue that gets shot up. He doesn't even get hit. Like he doesn't get grazed. Well, no, I think he does. He gets grazed once, right?
That's
And
when he
his
goes
ball,
into
like,
the shed.
Yeah.
right, and then kills the dude with the blade. Like it's dude, just fantastic,
An
man. Just
axe,
fantastic action.
a
Yeah,
pitchfork,
Saw
two
blades.
saw blades. He
And a machete.
he took one guy. He gave one guy like a George Jefferson, cut his head off.
yep.
Yeah, then he
Cut it.
machetes the
Oh, yeah,
guy,
the machete cuts the guy arm off.
and then he reverses it and sticks it into his crotch. It's fucking brutal, man.
Great.
You know, I
But
thought the
it's
first time
great,
I went
man.
through EIB, that's exactly the kind of testing I was going to get. I was sadly disappointed. They're like, land nav, go, bitch. Man, John Matrix didn't do this.
Oh,
But yeah, man, it's fantastic. And it's the exact, I think it's the exact same house from Beverly Hills Cop because I was expecting Axel Foley to show up any minute. Because I think it's just one of those sets that they have in California, but it's absolutely the same house. And then
I
he
didn't know
starts
that.
working his way through, man. And Bennett's on the trail of Alyssa Milano, his daughter, because she kind of broke out, did a little fucking. She's got some serious school training skills, and she busted out, and she's on the run, and she is evading her captors. And it basically all comes down to the final fight scene, man. When it's like they're in like the steam room or like the basement where all the pipes are at and shit, and
Yeah, the boiler room.
the boiler room. Thank you, thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
yep.
Freddy Krueger doesn't appear. But yeah, him and Bennett have it out, man, and it's so great. It's like I'm a robust human being. But it is funny to see like Vernon Wells. He's kind of got like a little bit of a pudge, and he's wearing this god awful chain vest, man. It's just hilarious. He is a
80s fashion.
quintessential 80s bad guy, man. Like his lines are
Yes.
the best and they're ultra cheesy, but they fucking flow. Like, but to watch him like get the drop on Schwarzenegger, and Schwarzenegger's obviously got no shirt on at this point, and he's just jacked. And you're just like, dude, no way that dude's throwing a fucking beating on him, man.
Hey, man, it's not about the packaging; it's about what's inside.
Right,
Right?
right.
Dude,
That's
he
true.
threw-
That's true.
He was taking a whipping, and then Arnold was like, "Yeah, not having this," and he threw like a Tekken 30 punch combo that
Oh
was
yeah,
just
dude.
like bop 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 bop. I'm like, good God.
Yeah.
Because like
Right.
Bennett's like fucking with him. He's like, "Doesn't it feel good, John?" He's like, "Seems like you're getting a little old." And then all of a sudden, Schwarzenegger snaps out. He's like, "Bullshit," and just whips his ass, man.
Yep.
Let
Oh,
off
but
some
the whole
steam.
explanation with the knife, put it in there, see what's going on in there. Look into my eyes, bend it. I'm like, okay, did you ad lib that? I don't think they wrote that for you, Arnold. I think you just went with whatever came to your head. But classic Arnold. Like
Works.
you love it, and he gets a drop on the dude and puts like a 30-foot tube through his chest and let off some steam, Bennett.
I'm not going to shoot you in the face, John. I'm going to shoot you in the balls.
Dude, and just love it. It works. It all
So
works.
Hey, you know what?
All
And I'll
works.
say the special effects with the steam coming through the pipe, that was pretty good. I mean,
Right.
for the
For
time,
that
that was
time.
classic.
For
Even
the
back
time,
then, I'm
right?
like, that
Practical
looks
effects,
awesome.
man. Practical effects always
It was
beat out
great.
CGI.
Yeah.
Yep. Less is more, man. And I will say this to the end. Less is more. Like if you give us something that's realistic, that's believable, it works so well, right? Now, granted, this is like, like I said, you got to suspend reality to a point, but
Yeah.
it still gives you that, oh, okay, wow, this thing is really going on. They're not using a bunch of CGI, not a bunch of, the camera tricks, that they do now where they move the camera around so much that you can't really tell about the fight. Get somebody who knows how to fight. Like, okay, like, dude, I'm gonna get a stunt guy that's gonna come in and do your fight scenes. We're fine with that. We get it. We know it's not the actual actor. I know Tom Cruise can't kick ass like that. I get it. We don't need to, make it all CGI. Like, get some guys that know how to do this, put them in
Yeah.
those positions, hire those dudes, man. Those dudes out there, they want to work, trust me, and get yourself a good fight scene. I mean, I think
Yeah. Look at
I,
John
don't
Wick,
know, I
man.
never get tired of a good fight scene.
Yeah, like John Wick proves it. If you do the work and you
Yeah.
get the choreography down with those fight choreographers, man, like you can make magic happen on the cheap. It's when you start getting
Exactly.
ridiculous and we start getting fucking Transformer fights and you can't tell who's punching what.
I stopped after the first
Yeah.
Transformers.
Looking at
I
you,
swear.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, I swear. I stopped after the first one. I couldn't make it out. I'm like, are they
Yeah,
transforming or dying?
the
Couldn't
first
tell.
one's pretty good.
Yeah,
The
that's
rest-
it. That's all
the
I
rest
could do.
got-
I couldn't get past
yeah.
it. All right,
We
man.
don't need to talk about Beast Wars.
Oh, I didn't even. I don't
that
even
was
know. It's
hot
like Harry
garbage.
Potter. I don't know the order of events. I don't know which movie comes next because they don't just number them anymore. Now it's Age of Extinction and Beast Wars and I don't know whatever else they got. And I just can't. I can't even. Even if I wanted to now, I would have to do research in order to find a sequence to watch it in, and I don't have time for that.
Your time is valuable.
I'm
man.
off my soap. I'm off my
Trust me,
soapbox.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
off my soapbox.
I think we let off enough steam about this one. You guys want to roll into some
Nice
recommendations?
pun.
Yeah, let's
Thanks,
go.
buddy. Puns are fun. All right, so I'm gonna roll in deep, and I'm gonna stick with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, it was recommended to me earlier, and I'm gonna commit to this. Arnold Schwarzenegger, huge fan, love him. We talked Predator on here. We talked Jesus, Aliens, True Lies, Terminator. We've pretty much talked most of his highlights. I'm gonna give you a blast from the past. It's gonna knock your socks off because they paid him $25 million to do it.
Ooh,
Motherfucking Batman and Robin. All right,
yes. Ugh.
1997, streaming on Amazon Prime. Um, I can't recommend you watch it, but it's so bad you want to see it.
Yeah,
I'm,
you
I'm
kind of
telling
have
you,
to.
it's like watching Moonfall. It's absolutely one of my all-time favorite trash movies to watch. Batman and
Ugh.
Robin doesn't disappoint, man. There is a sequence where you see him wearing fuzzy icicle covered like bunny slippers and shit. The Batman's armor has got nipples on it for some weird reason. Oh yeah, it's all kinds of crazy. And if you
Anatomical
thought like when
correctness.
Joel Schumacher took over and he did Forever and it was Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey, you ain't seen shit, man. Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy. You got a very terrible Bane in this.
Oh,
Oh, it's
yeah, they made
so
him a cartoon
oh, it's
character.
so bad. It's so bad.
Right.
But hey, man, check it out because Arnold Schwarzenegger is having an absolute blast, and if it makes you smile, yep, Warner Brothers paid him $25 million to do that movie. So
Ooh. And I think everybody kind of wanted, and this is like where Chris O'Donnell gets kind of forgotten. Like the dude was Robin, right? Like, okay, like
yeah,
I get that back in that time, and I don't know what happened to the dude. I think it's NCIS or something with LL Cool J.
oh yeah, NCIS
He's
fucking
doing
whatever the
something,
fuck.
but
God, I hate
yeah,
that
like, it's kind of
show.
like, wow, man, I would have loved to have, again, for a sidekick movie, I'm all for a Robin into Nightwing or a Robin into Red Hood type movie.
Yeah,
I
give me
think
Red
that
Hood,
even if
man.
you do
I
it
would
on
love to see
like
a
a
Red Hood.
series, give me
Yeah,
something. Like I think that would be a great scene that people will kind of get into. But yeah,
like
man, I remember that. I remember that movie. Man, like you said, George Clooney, the Batman, he tried. He tried.
he did,
Yeah,
man.
he
Like
tried.
we went in the
It
way
was
wrong
Michael
direction.
Keaton, man. It was Michael Keaton, and
You should have kept Tim Burton and let him finish it out the way he wanted it to. And
right,
Joel Schumacher is a very talented director, in my opinion. He just doesn't do movies like this well. Like his
Yeah,
darker stuff is so much better. Like if you watch A Time to Kill,
right.
Samuel Jackson and Matthew McConaughey's
yeah.
phenomenal drama, courtroom drama. He does stuff like that. He does really, really well. I don't know what compelled him to make this movie, but
Hey,
I hope he got
sometimes.
paid too.
Right, yeah. Sometimes that's what it is, man. It's the money.
And if you're wondering, yes, I paid to go see this in the movie theater when it launched because I was that big of a Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, and he got top billing for it too,
Oh, well, yeah, that's why they
which is
get them.
weird.
They started getting the villains to play the main roles in these movies. They started
Yeah,
with Jack Nicholson, right? So, yeah,
yeah, because
okay,
he's got
so because
top
I would
billing
have
too.
said Patrick Stewart to me would have been a better Mr. Freeze.
Ooh,
If I was thinking of it back then, I'm like,
ooh,
wow, he'd have been a good one, right? And I'm like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, why? But okay, I get it because star power, right? And that's exactly what
Yeah.
that was.
nice fan casting.
Yeah.
All right, what you got, Scorched?
So I'm gonna I'm gonna stay in the 90s. You guys know me. 80s, 90s is usually where I land. I'm going with Major Payne. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but this is
Oh yeah,
of the Wayne's family. This was an
uh,
awesome movie, right?
oh man,
So essentially, he's I think he was like a force recon guy. He was. I mean, looking at his chest scan, he looked like he might have been a force recon, amphib recon, whatever guy,
yeah, he's one of those
um,
types.
in the Corps, and he's basically getting transitioned out. They're like, "Look, dude, time for you to get out, man." He's like, "But
Nobody need more
there's got to
killing.
be more people to kill, right?" And they're like, "Nope, you killed everybody." So now he's unemployed. He ends up in a hotel room and he's
Doing the
having
apocalypse now
PTSD.
thing.
Oh, dude, he's beating up his sea bag. He's like half dressed. He's in a corner with a homemade rotisserie, with a rat on it, just cooking that over like some sterno. And he ends up at, I think it's like a all boys military school
Yep.
type thing. And it's just a bunch of kids that are out of control, teenagers. They need some discipline. And of course, who else is going to be able to do it? Nobody other than Major Payne. And I can't think of the actor, like the little kid. He's just off the chain now. He's all over YouTube, and he's got some serious issues going on. But he was awesome in this, one of the main characters. But essentially, he turns these kids around so they can win the award competition against the other military academies. And the kids are kind of fighting back against them the whole time. They even hire Bam Bam Bigelow
Oh my
to
god,
beat him up, who plays like a
forgot about
bike
that.
a biker. So I was
Yeah.
like, that's awesome. But a great movie. You guys got to check it out, man. If you haven't seen
Oh,
it,
it's fantastic.
it's worth checking out. Especially the scene when he's doing the bedtime story. He's like, toot, toot. And then he tells me, hey, the monster's back in my closet again, and he goes in there and just destroys the closet.
Yeah,
He ain't there.
It's
He
a
ain't
great movie.
happy.
yeah, and Karen Parsons, another '90s hottie, man,
And did
from
you
Fresh
notice
Prince fame. Yeah.
the oldest cadet is Bradley Cooper?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. There
That's
are a
always great to
few.
see those new faces, well,
And a
old faces,
cameo
you
of
know.
Michael Ironside as his abusive drunk stepfather,
Yes,
which was great because Michael Ironside plays a fantastic bad guy. So
yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah, he
shows up
does.
like Parents' Day or whatever it is.
yeah, Major
Oh,
Payne whips
dude.
his ass. Oh, that's a great
Yep.
movie, man.
Yeah, and you
Definitely,
guys can check that out on Amazon Prime.
definitely
Cool.
in every deployment box I ever went in.
Sweet.
Great movie.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go back a little bit further. I don't even know if we've gone back any further than this, but
Mm.
1972, in honor of the
Ouch.
late great Gene Hackman,
Ah,
the
fantastic movie.
Poseidon Adventure. Okay, starring Gene Hackman. You got Ernest
Oh, Ernest
Borgnine.
Borgnine,
Like
dude.
yeah,
Yep.
I don't think there's been another Ernest in Hollywood. Like I think this dude is literally the only Ernest I've ever heard of in Hollywood. And this movie was one of
No, no.
those.
The
Well,
Muppets.
the
Ernest
action
P.
and the
Worrell.
drama. The action and the drama
Oh,
actually,
nice.
well, that's the like
Marvin
the
May.
character. I'm
Yeah,
talking about like the actual
I couldn't
actor,
help it,
right?
man. Yeah, you're right.
So, like the action in this movie again, without any of the CGI, without any of the special effects, this movie drew you in from the beginning. Like you wanted everyone to survive, and the acting was so good that it overcame like the physical like appearance of the actors and actresses, right? Because typically we want beautiful people. Not saying they're not, but Ernest Borgnine is not not a Bradley Cooper, right? Like even Gene Hackman, great actor in this movie, like him trying to take charge to get these people out of this cruise ship that's basically inverted, is flipped over, and they've remade this movie a few times, and just
Yeah,
watching everyone try to get through this and the fractures that happen and them going back and forth with each other about who should lead, and we're trying to get everyone to safety. And Gene Hackman's character is the Reverend in this, and he's trying to lead everyone out the best way he knows how, but he's meeting resistance with everything that's going on in the ship with the people like that are supposedly following him, and you lose people along the way, and just the entire movie you're like on the edge of your seat, like okay, wow, man, what happens next? Like it was just one of those movies that even as a child, I obviously came out before I was born, but when I did get to see it, it was like wow, you just got so engrossed in it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I probably would have died here because now we got to swim under here and don't know when we can come up for air. Like it's just one of those keep you at the edge of your seat type of movies. And it has like those deaths in the movie that we kind of shy away from, I think, lately in American cinema. It's like you don't want the good guys to die, right? But in
yeah,
this one, like you lose a lot of good people. You
yeah,
have those heartfelt deaths where the old people are dying and the ladies are dying. It's like, wow, man, this is just crazy. But it was one of those really great Gene Hackman movies, in my opinion. Between this and like him playing the Lex Luthor in the Superman series, because everyone knows I love the Superman Christopher Reeve series. This guy's been just phenomenal. This movie was great. You can see it on Amazon Prime. Like most of the movies, you have to like probably rent it or whatever. But it's worth it. Like if you want a good,
oh yeah.
like old fashioned movie that literally just transcends time, The Poseidon Adventure is worth the watch.
Yeah, watch the original too, because the remake with Kurt Russell is
With Kurt Russell, yeah,
not nearly
not
as good.
not terrible, was it? But it's not the
It's not
1972
terrible.
Poseidon
You're
Adventure.
right,
Yeah,
and I must say, I think the Poseidon Adventure, the original from '72, is probably one of the OG disaster films. Easily one of the best ones of all time.
I agree.
Like it came out of the '70s when we were doing movies like Earthquake and shit like that, and then we saw like a disaster like resurgence in like the '90s with like Volcano and Dante's Peak and crap.
Yeah,
Poseidon Adventure, man, is just one of those ones that it'll get you. It's
yeah,
going blind. Don't let anyone tell you any of the rest of the story, the spoilers, because
yeah.
it's a really good tense disaster film.
Yeah. Shelley Winters was in this
Oh
movie.
damn!
You even had Leslie Nielsen. A lot of people from Naked Gun. A lot of people don't realize he was in the movie because it wasn't a comedy. But he's like I think the captain of the cruise ship
It was
in that.
crazy is no one realizes that he was a serious actor before Naked Gun.
Right, right,
Yeah,
yeah. And that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Sometimes you get typecast into a type of role, and that
yeah.
just becomes you. Yeah, but great
yeah.
movie,
It's a
man.
great pick,
Oh
man.
yeah, phenomenal.
Great pick.
Yep, yep.
All right, man. I think that takes us to the
Yeah,
end.
I think
That's
that
the
brings us
end.
to the end.
Yeah.
Well, this was a good one, man. I mean, the great thing about this is we all love these types of movies, especially Arnold and Commando was just a classic. So it was good to review this one. But hey, we appreciate you guys coming out, joining us, and we look forward to seeing you guys on our next one. So, hey, like, subscribe, comment, Don't comment. Say good stuff, bad stuff, doesn't matter. We love having you guys out here and look forward to seeing you next time. Scorcher out.
Big Nick Fury out here.
That Bro Rambo out here.